Namaste and welcome to our Bhagavad Gita class at the Vedanta Society of Greater Houston. We'll begin with the prayer. And this time after the prayer, I will give the English translation. We haven't been doing that in the Gita class only because normally in a class here, we chant the chapter of the Gita, or a number of verses that we're dealing with. And so the English translation just doesn't fit in with the chanting, but I will give that now. Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Gratitam Purana Munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitam Rutavarshinim Bhagavatim Ashtadashadhyayinim Ambatvam Anusandadhami Bhagavad Gita Bhavadveshinim Vasudeva Sutan Devam Kamsa Chanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langhayate Girim Yat Kripatamaham Vande Paramananda Madhavam. Om, O Mother Bhagavad Gita, I meditate on you who were made known to Partha by the Lord Narayana himself, you who were included in the Mahabharata by the ancient sage Vyasa, you the goddess who rains down the nectar of non-dualism, Advaita, in 18 chapters, the destroyer of relative existence. I worship Krishna, the world teacher, the son of Vasudeva, the supreme delight of Devaki, and the slayer of the demons, Kamsa and Chanura. I adore that supremely blissful Madhava, by whose grace the mute are made eloquent, and the lame are enabled to cross over mountains. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat. Om Peace, peace, peace be unto us all. So we are on the 11th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, and to start on the 35th verse, though I'll go back to the 34th for context, but we're to start on the 35th for new material. So the 11th chapter is the Vishwarupa Darshana chapter, the chapter on the vision of the universal form of Sri Krishna. And so here the universal form of Sri Krishna means something in particular, because the Vishwarupa universal form could mean that seeing the whole universe as Krishna, that you see the universe, you see the trees and the houses and people and everything, but you see it all as an expression of the divine being. But here it means something very special, a very rare vision, as it's said in the text itself. Here it means seeing the dynamic universal form of God. That is, God as active in the creation, preservation, and destruction of the universe. Seeing that cosmic activity, seeing the activity of God within everything that happens, the birth and death of everything within the universe. And so it's seeing the universe in its fully dynamic cosmic form, where the dynamism, the activity, the dynamism is the dynamism of God, where it's God who is moving everything, bringing the world into being and destroying it in part and in whole. And so, as I've explained in the previous classes on this chapter, especially the last two classes, it begins where Arjuna sees the vision because he has asked for it from Sri Krishna. In the previous chapter, chapter 10, on the vibhutis, on the divine manifestations, Arjuna has asked Sri Krishna, how am I to think about you? A person like me who doesn't have spiritual insight, but who deals with this physical sensory world, how am I to think of you? And so Sri Krishna teaches the chapter, or through the chapter, teaches the manifestations here, the ways in which we can think of him, those of us who are bound to this sensory world. But then in the 11th chapter, Arjuna tells Sri Krishna that was wonderful to see your manifestations here in this physical world. But now I want to see your real form, how you are in yourself. And so then Sri Krishna says that I will reveal my universal form to you, a very rare vision. But for this, you can't see this with your physical eyes. No one can see it with physical eyes. You have to have divya chakshu. You have to have spiritual vision. And so I grant you spiritual vision so that you can see my universal form. And so then at first Arjuna is highly inspired with what he sees, but gradually he begins to tremble in fear when he sees the extent of this form, which fills all of space, as he says, as Arjuna says, filling everything from the heavens to the earth, and on all sides, everywhere your form, with thousands of heads, thousands of faces, thousands of eyes, thousands of mouths, thousands of hands and feet. And everything active. And most recently, seeing the warriors that are about to engage in battle on the battlefield, that they are being crushed in the mouths of Sri Krishna. And Sri Krishna says that I have already defeated those whom you are to fight. So don't fear, just be a nimitta matra bhavarjuna. Just be an instrument. Just be a nimitta, an instrument, because I have already done all that needs to be done. I who am the Lord of the worlds, I who am the author of every action, everything is already accomplished. So you who are afraid to fight, don't fear, because I am the doer, not you. And it's already done. So you, nimitta matra, you just be the instrument. So in the 34th verse, the last one we dealt with last class, it says, I'll just give the English just for background. He says, you destroyed Sri Krishna is telling Arjuna, you, O Arjuna, destroy Drona and Bhishma and Jayadratha and Karna, as also the other heroic warriors who have been killed by me. That is, go ahead and engage in fighting with these great warriors to the death, because I have already killed them. Do not be afraid. Fight. You shall conquer your enemies in battle. So it's already accomplished. I've already done everything. So you enter into the fight. And so now it goes from Sri Krishna telling Arjuna. In this chapter, we go back and forth between Arjuna and Sri Krishna and Sanjaya. And now we come to Sanjaya, the narrator, who says, Etat shrutva vachanam keshavasya kritanjalirvepamana kiriti namaskritva bhuya evaha krishnam sagadgadam bhita bhita pranamya. So Sanjaya Vacha, Sanjaya, the narrator, telling this story to the blind king Dhritarashtra, said, Etat shrutva vachanam keshavasya vachanam shrutva, having heard this statement of Keshava, of Krishna. So Arjuna, having heard this statement of Sri Krishna, Kritanjalir Vepamana Kiriti, Kiriti, the one who wears the diadem. That means Arjuna. Arjuna, one of his many epithets is Kiriti, because he has the Kirita, the diadem which was given to him as a gift by Indra. So Arjuna putting his palms together in Anjali, in the Namaskara Mudra, and Vepamana, trembling. Trembling, he puts his hands together in salutation. Namaskritva bhuya evaha Krishnam. He salutes Krishna again and again. Bhuya eva namaskritva. Sagadgaram. Gadgara means making a guttural sound in the throat, a choking sound in the throat. So sagadgaram means one who is making a choking sound in the throat. That is, choking from emotion. As we say in English, he was all choked up. So he, choking on emotion, he salutes Sri Krishna again and again, Sagadgaram Bhita Bhita Pranamya, saluting him trembling with fear. So the running translation says, hearing this utterance of Keshava, etat shrutva, vachanam Keshavasya, Kirita, Kiriti, that is Arjuna, trembling and saluting Krishna with joined palms, said again with a faltering voice, Sagadgaram, bowing down because of extreme fear. And now we come to the next verse with what he said, beginning of what he says. 36. Arjuna vacha sthane rishikesha tavaki prakirtya jagat prarishyat dhyanurajyate cha rakshamsi bhitani disho dravanti sarve namasyanti cha siddha siddha. So sthane, it is reasonable. Sthane means it is reasonable. Rishikesha, oh Rishikesha, it is reasonable. Tava prakirtya jagat prarishyati anurajyate cha. O Rishikesha, O Sri Krishna, known as Rishikesha among many other names, it is reasonable that the world Parishyati gets intense joy, and anurajyate and becomes attracted to you by prakirtya, hearing your praise. So it is reasonable, O Rishikesha, that the world derives intense joy and becomes attracted by your extraordinary fame, or by prakirtya, or by your praise. Rakshamsi bhitani disho dravanti, and that the Rakshasas, being afraid, they run in all directions. That just to seeing you, that the Rakshasas, the demons, they run in all directions, being afraid of you. Sarve namasyanti cha siddha siddha sasanghaha. And that the hosts of perfected beings, the siddhas, that the hosts of the siddhas, all of them bow down to you. So the running translation is, it is reasonable, O Rishikesha, that the world derives intense joy and becomes attracted by your extraordinary fame, that the Rakshasas, stricken with fear, run in all directions, and that all the groups of the Siddhas bow down to you. So here, after he's seeing this vision, he's saying that that's quite reasonable. There's no wonder that they do such, that the perfected souls bow down to you, and that the Rakshasas run away from you, and that the world itself delights in you and in hearing your fame, your praise. So 37 says, Kasmachatena nameran mohatman gariyase brahmanopyadi kartre ananta devesha jagannivasa tvamaksharam sadasattat param yat. So kasmate na namayran Mahatman. So why would they not salute you, O great soul, O Mahatman, you who are the great souled one? Why would they not salute you? Gariyase Brahmano Pyari Kartre. You are greater than even Brahma himself. Brahma, the creator, Chaturmukhi Brahma, not Brahman, the absolute, but you are greater than Brahma, the creator himself. Adikartre, you who are the very beginning of everything. You are the beginning even of Brahma. Brahma himself, the creator of this universe himself, has come out of you. So you are prior even to Brahma himself. So why would beings not salute you? Why would they not delight in your praise? Why would the Rakshasas, the doers of evil, why would they not run in fear from you? So Ananta Devesha, O infinite one, you who have no end, because again, he's just seen. Here was Krishna 1 minute standing there talking to him as you and I might stand and talk to each other. And then Sri Krishna reveals his universal form and he sees that he has no end. He goes on forever. So he's not calling him infinite because he's read books about the nature of God, because he's heard lectures on the nature of God, but he's just seen that there's no end to Sri Krishna. Literally, there's no end to him. He is infinite. So, O Ananta, Devesha, O Lord of the gods. So he has seen that too. He has seen in the vision that he is the Lord of the gods. He's the beginning of everything. That out of him the whole universe has come and everything is subservient to him. So Ananta Devesha Jagannivasa, you who are the abode of the whole universe. The whole universe is within you. You are the resting place of the whole universe. The universe, everything within the universe rests within you. Tvamaksharam Sarasat Param Yat. You who are the imperishable, who are the real, the unreal, and that which is beyond both the real and the unreal. So that, of course, the question always comes up, how can something be beyond the real and the unreal? And something is either real or it's unreal. And so what other choice is there? But in such statements in the scriptures, the Hindu scriptures, or in the statements of a great sage like Sri Ramakrishna, who would often say such things, that God is with form, without form, and beyond both. And so here, the God is the real, the unreal, that which is beyond both. Or actually, it's not that God is the unreal, but God is beyond both the real and the unreal. That's because the real is a concept. Real is a word, R-E-A-L, in Sanskrit, sat, sa-ata, sat. And asat is another word, a concept. And so you're that which we designate as real, but you are beyond the real and the unreal both, because both are conceptual. When we come to the reality itself, we don't even think reality. We don't think real. We don't think real as opposed to the unreal. When we say real, it necessarily brings up the corresponding idea of the unreal. We can't think of real without having in the background the potential meaning, or the potentiality of there being the unreal. But when we come to the God who is that which we designate as real, we find that even real doesn't do justice to it. There's no opposition of the unreal. There's nothing else. There's not the possibility of thinking of anything else, not the possibility of conceptualizing that which it is. And so it's beyond that which is real and unreal, because again, those are words denoting concepts, and this is beyond all conceptualization, and in which there's no opposition, there's no opposite possible. So the running translation goes, or why should they not bow down to you, O exalted one, who are greater than even Brahma and are the first creator? It's out of you that Brahma himself has come. O infinite one, Ananta, the Lord of the gods, Devesha, abode of the universe, Jagannivasa, you are the real and the unreal, as also the imperishable, which transcends both of those, the real and the unreal. So yes, so he puts it, Madhusudana puts it together that way, that Tvam Aksharam, You are the imperishable, which is Sarasat Tat Param Yat, that which is beyond both the real and the unreal. Or as he puts it, you are the real and the unreal, and that which is beyond both. So, O Exalted One, who you are the real and the unreal, as also the imperishable Aksharam, which transcends both of those. Sarasad Tatparam Yat. So then verse 38 says, again in words of praise, Arjuna says, Tvamadideva Purusha Puranas Tvamasya Vishwasya Param Nidhanam Vetasi Vedyam Cha Param Nidchadhama Tvaya Tatam Vishwamananda Rupa. So this is Tvamadideva. You are the first of all of the gods, or you are the God who is before all of the gods. Not that you were first, meaning that you suddenly appeared before anyone else appeared. No, you were there before anything else appeared, in that sense. So you were prior to all of the gods. To Amadi Deva, the primordial deity. You are the Purusha. And Purusha can mean, or here Purusha usually means the supreme person, the Uttama Purusha, Purushottam. So you are the supreme person of this universe. Now Madhusudana takes it, giving a derivation to Purusha, he takes it as meaning all-pervading. But usually Purusha doesn't mean all-pervading, it doesn't go to the root meaning, but Purusha means the supreme person. So Sri Krishna is Purusha. Purusha means a person. Of course, in modern Indian languages, as in Sanskrit, it sometimes can mean man as opposed to woman. But here it doesn't refer to that. It refers to personhood. And that's important here because Sri Krishna is God, Ishvara, and God denotes personhood. That's the difference between Brahman and God, Ishvara. Ishvara, God, is Brahman, but Brahman who takes on personhood and relates to the universe. So what is the essence of personhood? What makes a person? It's not a body. If you were sitting in the chapel and suddenly you heard the voice, say, of Sri Ramakrishna, or you heard the voice of the Divine Mother, you didn't see a form, you didn't see a light or anything, but suddenly you hear them speaking to you. And they're speaking to you and in the words of great love and words of great wisdom, you would recognize, oh, Mother, you were speaking to me. Oh, Thakur, Ramakrishna, you were speaking to me. You would feel that you were listening to the words of a person. There's no body there. There's no form there in such a vision, yet you're hearing them speaking to you. And so the essence of personhood is not having a body, not having a form. That has very little to do with personhood. It's only that here we see persons having bodies, and so we expect that personhood means being incarnated within a body. But no, that's not what personhood means. Personhood means consciousness which responds to me, to my personhood, a consciousness that I can relate to, that I can communicate with. And so God is the infinite reality in relationship to the universe. Brahman, the Absolute, is beyond all ideas of relationship, or beyond all ideas of personhood. Not below personhood like a rock. A rock has no personality and no personhood as far as we know. But that's below personhood. Brahman is not like that. Brahman is beyond, transcends all ideas of personhood, all ideas of relationship, all ideas of communication. Brahman just is infinite reality, incomprehensible, beyond thinking. But that same reality, entering into relationship with the universe and its living beings, is what we mean by God in Vedanta, the personal God. And so Sri Krishna is the personal God, which means not different from Brahman, But the reality of Sri Krishna, as of Saraswati, as of Sri Ramakrishna, as of you and me, as of everything, is Brahman, but Brahman related to the entire universe and to everything within the universe. So I'm a person because I have the ability to relate. Consciousness which can relate to other consciousnesses. But I just relate to my tiny, tiny little sphere of experience. There are the billions of people outside of my experience that I have no communication with. I just am in communication with the tiny little world of experience I have. But God, the personhood of God, is that person who relates to the whole universe and every particular within it at the same time, who is in communication with everything. And that's why you can pray to God in your home, and I can pray to God in the mandir, and Christians can pray in their churches, and Muslims in the mosque, and so on. Millions and millions of people praying at the same time in different languages in different places with different conceptions of God, and all of it goes to the same divine reality, the same God. So God is a person in that sense, that infinite consciousness which relates to everything within the universe and to the universe as a whole, which sees the whole universe and all universes and all worlds as its body, as its own very being. So Purusha. So Sri Krishna is a Purusha, is a person. So Tvam Adi Deva, you are the original deity, that before everything else. You are before everything else was. And you are the Purusha. You are the supreme person. You are Purana. Purana means old, ancient. Not just old, but ancient. So the Puranas, the texts called Puranas, are the old books. That's what Purana means, the old books, the old texts, because they contain the history in a mythologized form, but still, it is history. Just the history which has been digested and been imbued with a symbolic value and retold in mythic form. But the essence of it is history. And so the Puranas are the ancient history books, mythologized, yes, but based on history. So you, O Sri Krishna, you are Purana. So Purana is an adjective, but here it would mean you are ancient or you are the ancient one. You are ancient or you are the ancient one. That is, because you are Adi Deva, you are therefore Purana. Because you are the origin of everything. Before everything came into being, you are, because there's no past tense with God. You are. And so you are ancient, because you always have been. There was never a time when you were not. And even when time does not exist, when time is transcended, you are. And so you're Purana. Tvamasya Vishwasya Param Nidhanam. And you are the ultimate repository of this whole universe. Tvamasya Vishwasya, Asva Vishwasya, this universe. Tvam Param, you are the supreme Nidhanam, you are the supreme repository, you are the resting place of this whole universe. Like in the previous verse, Jagan Nivasa, the resting place of the whole universe. Then he goes on, Vettasi Vedyam Chaparam Chadhama. You are the Vetta, you are the knower. You are the knower. That is, you are the knower of all. When I have the sense I know, when I experience something, that I know something, it is the God who is the knower. God is the knower. Vettasi, you are the knower of everything. You are the one who experiences in all. I experience my little world of experience, but God experiences all of the worlds of experience of all of the individuals, including the experience of the deities like Brahma and others, Indra, Brahma, Varuna, Vayu, etc. So God is the Vetta, the knower. I often refer, for other reasons, to that passage in the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, where Sri Ramakrishna says that all of this is the play of the Divine Mother. And one of his devotees listening says, well, sir, it may be the Divine Mother's play, but it's our misery. And Sri Ramakrishna says, but who are you? But who are you? Meaning in Vedanta, in Advaita Vedanta, we are not different from God. We're not separate from God. Our experience is the experience of God, because God is the Vetta, the knower. So God is the soul of the soul of each soul, the knower within each soul. So yes, I know, but that is also experienced by God, because my knowing is a reflection of God's knowing. My knowing is God's knowing in one little mind, but God knows all minds. And so God is the Vetta. You are the knower. Vedyamcha. And you are the known. You are the knower and you are the known. As you know, in Vedanta, we make practice of discriminating between the seer and the seen, the knower and the known. That I am consciousness, so let me get a idea of consciousness by holding on to the fact that I am the experiencer. I am the known, I am the knower, not the known. I perceive this body as an object, and so I'm not the body. I'm the consciousness which perceives the body. I perceive my mind and its thoughts, so I'm not the mind. The mind is an object of my experience. I'm the experiencer, the mind is the object. And so gradually, by that process, meditating on that process, I come more and more to understand what it means to be consciousness itself. But that's not the end. That's the beginning of knowing myself as consciousness. But then I have to come back where I realize that all of the objects of knowledge, this body, this mind, the world around me, they arise where? Within me itself. They're all forms of consciousness and nothing but forms of consciousness. So in my own experience, I have to come at the heights of non-dualism to realize that the whole universe is not different from me, that all that I perceive is nothing but my own self, is consciousness itself. And so God is the one who knows that always and knows it infinitely, without any delusion whatsoever. God is the one who is the knower, and God is the known as well. And so in our present experience, because we're working through the mind and its thoughts and its conceptual frameworks, the mind is dualistic by nature, and it divides things into polarities, and into a variety. And so we think in terms of seer and seen and the opposition between the two. So we use that in order to get hold of the idea of consciousness. But once I have grasped consciousness and have a sense of myself as consciousness, then I can come back and see that the whole universe appears within me. So the purpose of that exercise of drishya viveka, of discrimination between the seer and the seen, is to know myself first as consciousness. Then I can see that there's nothing but consciousness. And everything that I see is just a form of consciousness. So you are vettasi. You are the knower. Vedyam chasi. Vedyam chasi. You are also that which is known. Param cha dhama, and you are the supreme state. Dhamma can mean abode or state. Here he takes it as the supreme abode. Tvaya tatam vishwamananta rupa. And by you, this whole universe is pervaded. O Vishwarupa, Anantarupa, you of infinite extent, you whose form or whose nature. Rupa means several things. Of course, it can mean color, it can mean beauty. It's neither of those meanings here. It can mean form, it can mean nature. So Anantarupa means you whose nature is infinite, you whose nature has no end. So this whole universe is pervaded by you, and you are the supreme abode. So the running translation goes, you are the primal deity, Adi Deva, the pervader. That's again how he derives Purusha, but I would say the supreme person, the unborn one. You are the ultimate repository of this universe. You are the knower as also the known, and the supreme abode. O you who are indivisible in your true nature, O Anantarupa, this universe is pervaded by you. So a beautiful verse which Arjuna now speaks from knowledge, because he's had this experience. He's not speaking just from devotion, the assumptions of devotion, the assumptions of faith that we get by study and reflection and so forth. Oh, now I've got some sort of conception of the nature of God, and so now I can praise God as infinite and without end and so forth, because I have understood something of intellectually of the nature of God. No, not like that. He's actually seen this being of God, the reality of God. And so he's speaking now from knowledge. 39 says, Vayur Yamognir Varuna Shashankaha Prajapatistvam Prapitamahascha Namo Namastestu Sahasra Kritvaha Punascha Bhuyopi Namo Namaste. So Vayur, Yama, Agni, Varuna, Shashanka, Prajapati, Prapitamaha. So you, O Krishna, you are Vayu, you are the wind, you are Yama, you are Agni, the god of fire. So you, Vayu, the god of wind, Yama, the god of death, Agni, the god of fire, Varuna, the god of the waters. Shashanka, you are the moon. Prajapatistvam, you are Brahma, Prajapati, Brahma, the Lord of creatures, which is one of the epithets of Brahma. Prajapati can be used for other deities, but it's most often, and the Vedic origin of it usually refers to Brahma as Prajapati. And Prapitamaha, you are the great grandfather, not just the Pitamaha, the grandfather, but Prapitamaha, you are the great grandfather. So Prajapati means the father of creatures, the lord of creatures or the father of creatures. So Brahma, the creator, is the father of creatures, and that is you, because you are everything, O Krishna. But you are not just the father of all creatures, you are the great grandfather. You are so far beyond anything that we can relate to Brahma, the creator. So you are the great grandfather. And then Namo Namastestu Sahasrakritva. Salutations 1,000 times, salutations. Punascha Bhuyopi Namo Namaste. Again and yet again, salutations to you. So here you see Arjuna is in ecstasy. Now he's speaking in ecstasy. Yes, he's terrified, as we'll see. He is terrified, but he's ecstatic as well, seeing this extraordinary vision. And as I've referred in previous classes, we can refer back to the experience of Vaikuntanath Sanyal, who, when he was touched by Sri Ramakrishna on the 1st of January, went into ecstasy and began to see Sri Ramakrishna present within everything. And he was in an ecstatic state for several days until he got to where he couldn't bear it anymore. The intensity of it, he couldn't bear it. And so he had to pray for it to be removed. But it's strange to us, but if we think about it, we'll see that it is sensible, that it is real, that he was not yet prepared for remaining in that ecstatic state. He had not yet attained to a desirelessness which would allow him to stay in that state and find fulfillment in that alone. And so he became afraid of losing his mind. And so Arjuna, also seeing the incredible vision that he's seeing, he's ecstatic with the vision, and yet he's trembling from fear. So he says, Namo Namastestu Sahasrakritva. Salutations, thousands of salutations to you, O Krishna. Punascha, again, Bhuyopi, and yet again, Namo Namaste. Salutations to you, O Krishna. So the running translation of 39, You are air. Now here again, it doesn't mean you are air. It means that you are Vayu, the god of the wind. So the deities. You are the god of the air. You are death. You are the god of fire, the god of the waters, the moon, the lord of creatures, Brahma, and the great grandfather, long before even Brahma. Salutation be to you 1,000 times. Salutation to you again and even again, salutations. So then we come to verse 40. Namah purastadata prishtataste namostute sarvata eva sarva ananta viryamita vikramastvam sarvam samapnoshi tatosi sarvaha. So namah purastad ata prishtataste. Salutations to you before and to you from the back. So I salute you from the front. Salutations from behind, because again he's seeing that there's no, as he said in a previous verse. So if we took in a previous class that I have lost my sense of direction altogether because you are everywhere. We know direction because we have a sense of the limitations of things and the proper placement of things, and so we get a sense of orientation within space because of the stable nature of space, where the sun rises, where it sets, where the North Star is, etc. But he's lost all sense of direction, and so salutations from before, from behind. What is the where is your front? Where is your rear? There's no saying with this vision which he's having. So salutations from the front, salutations from behind. Namostute sarvata eva sarva. O sarva, O you who are all, my salutation on all sides to you. So salutation from the front, salutation from behind, salutation from all sides, you who are everything. So where shall I go? Usually if we go to salute something, we go to we don't salute a person from the back, we salute them from the front. If we go to the altar, we're looking at the altar and we salute it. So we salute from the front. But here he's has no sense of direction because everywhere he looks is God. Like in that wonderful story about Guru Nanak. Guru Nanak, who was a meeting point in his own experience, in his own life, a meeting point between Hinduism and Islam. He was once sleeping with his feet towards Mecca. And so someone said, or he was lying with his feet towards Mecca. And so someone asked him, what are you doing with your feet towards the holy Mecca? You can't lie like that. It's an insult to Allah. He said, you please tell me where God is not, and I will turn my feet in that direction. Because he saw that God is everywhere. So where am I to point my feet when God is everywhere? So like that, Arjuna is confused because he sees that God is everywhere. So salutations to you who are everything, and from all sides I make salutations. Ananta Virya. You have Ananta Virya, infinite strength. Infinite heroic strength, and Anantavirya, and Amita Vikrama, and unlimited skill, Vikrama. You are of infinite strength, heroic strength, and unlimited ability, unlimited skill. Tvam sarvam samapnoshi tatosi sarvaha. You pervade everything, and therefore, you are sarvaha, you are all. So already in this verse, he's addressed him as sarva, O all, O you who are all. And here he says that you pervade everything, and therefore you are all. So the running translation is, salutation to you from the front and from behind. Salutation be to you from all sides, O all. You are possessed of infinite strength and infinite skill. You fully pervade everything, hence you are all. And so again, language fails us here, and it failed Arjuna also, but that's all that we have to describe what it is that spiritual experience. And so he says, you pervade all, and therefore you are all. But because of the limitations of language, that gives us the idea that there's all, and then like a cloud or like a light shining through everything, that God is there also pervading everything. So there's everything, and then God pervading it. As there are two things, everything and God pervading it. No, it's not like that. God, yes, pervades everything. Why? Because God is everything. So it's not the universe plus God pervading it like a cloud. No, it's the universe where God is within every particle, within every part of it, because God is all of it. Because the whole thing is an expression of God. And so it's incomprehensible to the intellect, and yet perceptible by the spiritual vision. And so the next two verses go together. No, let me take the next two verses, and then next time we'll start, because they go together, but it won't take long to explain them. They're beautiful verses, very beautiful verses, but not difficult to explain. Saketi matva prasabham yaduktam he Krishna he Yadava he Saketi ajanata mahimanam dhavedam maya pramadat pranayena vapi yacha vahasarthamasat kritosi vihara shayyasana bhojaneshu eko tavapyat Chuta tat samaksham takshamaye tvam ahamaprameyam. So Saketi matva prasabham yaduktam. That which has been said by me inconsiderately, rashly, without thinking about it, like Sakha, thinking of you as my friend, thinking Saketi matva, thinking of you as my friend, my buddy. Prasabham yad prasabham muktam, that which has been said carelessly, thinking of you as my friend. Because until now, as I've explained in previous classes, Arjuna knew that Sri Krishna was a great man, and he respected him. He respected his wisdom, appreciated his love and friendship and everything. But he also, because he was intimate with Sri Krishna, he thought of him as Sakha, my Mama Sakha, my friend, my buddy, my companion. So thinking of you as my friend, whatever I have said carelessly, hey Krishna, hey Yadava, hey Saketi, calling you, oh Krishna, hey Krishna, come here, hey Yadava, come over here, oh my friend, please come sit down. All of these things that I've said to you so informally, not knowing that this was your nature, that which I see now, you in your infinite form, pervading the universe, expressing yourself as the universe, the beginning and end of all things. And here I've called you friend. I said, hey Krishna, come over here. Hey friend, come, let's sit down and talk. So in that way, I have belittled you. Ajanata mahimanam tavedam, not recognizing your greatness. Your greatness. Maya prasadat pranayena vapi pramadat, which I have done, which I have ignored your greatness because of carelessness, pramadat, or pranayena, or because of love. Because I love you, and so I have treated you as my friend, and because of carelessness, pramada, heedlessness, I ignored your greatness. Yat chavaha sartam asatkritosi and vihara shayyasana bhojaneshu. When we were eating, when we were walking or engaged in activity, shayya, when we were lying in bed, when we were seated together, when we were eating together, whether you were alone, eko, Atawa Achyuta Tat Samaksham, or whether you were in front of other people. Forgive me for this disregard of your infinite nature. Tvam Kshamaye, I ask you to forbear with my unconscious insults. Tvam Aham Aprameyam. I ask you to kshamaya, to forgive me, you who are immeasurable. So thinking that you were a friend, whatever was said rashly, O Krishna, O Yadava, O friend, through inadvertence or even through love, pranayena, by me who was ignorant of this cosmic form of yours, and of your greatness, your mahima, and that you have been discourteously treated for fun, while playing, while on a bed, while on a seat, while eating, when alone, or, O Achyuta, even in the presence of others. For that I beg pardon of you, the incomprehensible one. Here he interprets aprameya, immeasurable, as incomprehensible, which of course immeasurable means. Immeasurable meaning that can't be comprehended by the mind. So here Sri Krishna has realized Arjuna has realized who Sri Krishna is. And now he realizes that how could I act as if he were just my buddy, as if he were just my friend? I loved him, but I was also careless. It was out of love that I treated him this way, but it was also out of carelessness because I didn't know. So please forgive me. Now we have to remember that Sri Ramakrishna always said that we should not think about the greatness of God because that makes us feel afraid to approach God. We should think of God as our own nearest and dearest one. And so here, because of this vision, Arjuna has gone from thinking of Sri Krishna as his own near and dear friend to being afraid. Not afraid that Sri Krishna is going to harm him, but the fear which comes in the presence of incredible majesty. The sort of fear that we feel naturally if we're not used to the company of great people. If suddenly we're in the presence of a great and famous person, we're thrust into their presence without preparation, then we feel a natural diffidence. How do I behave? I don't know if what I'm doing is proper. What if I say the wrong thing? Even Sri Ramakrishna used to feel that when important people would come to Dakshineshwar. He would say, what if I say the wrong thing? What if I tell a joke which is not appropriate to the occasion? What will people think of me? And so we certainly, and that was because he would enter into a childlike state, but that is our natural state where we're afraid of such things. So that is what has happened to Arjuna. So we'll stop here for tonight. And I'll give announcements, and then if there are any questions, I'll take the questions, and then closing prayer. So for announcements, those of you who either saw or did not see the program last Friday night of Pratyasha, We Shall Prevail, the concert of classical music and classical dance. Some of you missed it because we didn't have the proper link. And so I found it and some others found it because we did a search while seeing that nothing was playing. We did a search and found the site. But now the video, the full video is up and is viewable, and it will remain on YouTube. And so we'll send that out. We'll also post it on the website so that it can be viewed. It's a nice concert of local artists, good Houston artists in music, vocal music, instrumental music, sarod, tabla, and dance as well. And so we hope that people will watch and enjoy, and that people will, as they're able, as they have the means, will contribute to the Amphan relief that Belamat is doing. So we'll send that out to you. And if you are not on our mailing list, please send us your email so we can put you on the mailing list, or else go to our website and sign up there. Other announcements: on Thursday morning at 11 o'clock, we'll have the usual Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna class, live streamed like this. And on Sunday, we will have a lecture at 11 o'clock, live streamed, on the goddess Saraswati. her origins, the history of the development of the idea of Saraswati, and then the cult of Saraswati, that is the tradition of worship of Saraswati. So that will be next Sunday, and then next Tuesday we'll continue the Bhagavad Gita class. So let me ask if are there any questions? No questions. Okay, then I'll give a closing chant, which again is the 9th verse of the Gita Dhyanam. Om Yam Brahma Varunendra Rudra Marutastun Bandi Divyaistavai Vedai Sangapada Kramopanishadair Gayanti Yam Samagaha Dhyanavastita Tadgatena Manasa Pashyanti Yam Yogino Yasyantam Navidu Sura Suragana Devaya Tasmai Namaha. We bow to that Supreme Being, whom Brahma and other gods praise with divine hymns, whose glories the singers of the Sama hymns sing through the Vedas and Upanishads, whom the yogis see with their mind absorbed in that through meditation, and whose end or beginning neither the gods nor the demigods know. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat. Om, peace, peace, peace be unto us all.